Now, coal and steel may have declined in recent years, but the heavy industry in South Wales still produces some of the highest carbon emissions of anywhere in the UK. Now, for the first time, the sector, made up of steel plants, chemical works and oil refineries, is coming together to work out how to cut greenhouse gases over the next 20 years. Here's our environment correspondent, Stefan Messenger.
What does the future look like for heavy industry in a world where we no longer pump out the gases that cause climate change? Here at Vale's nickel refinery in Clydach, they're trying to show the way, working with scientists on an experimental project. Instead of being emitted to the air, waste carbon dioxide is sent through these tubes and used to grow algae.
Microalgae is like any other plant, uses carbon dioxide through a process called photosynthesis. We're growing spirulina, which has got a blue pigment that can be used in sweets or pharmaceuticals, but any algae can produce high protein products, so these can be used in vegan supplement foods or in health food shops.
Using or storing CO2 could be part of the solution, but producing much less of it will be key. Now, major industries across South Wales, including steelworks, cement and chemical firms, energy providers, ports, local councils and universities have joined forces to plan out how that could be achieved.
It's an absolutely massive challenge and one that nobody has done before. We want to promote clean growth. We want to create a prosperous region for future generations, for me and my kids.
With private and UK government funding, over the next 3 years, they'll be expected to draw up a roadmap for slashing emissions. At the moment, industries across South Wales generate around 16 million tonnes worth of carbon dioxide every year. And to put that into perspective, it makes this region the second biggest emitter of climate warming gases from industry across the whole of the UK. Hopes of ending the country's contribution to global warming by 2050, then, will rely on this effort. But it's also about people's jobs. The companies involved have a combined workforce of over 100,000 people.
If we're not developing the net zero infrastructure that industry is going to need, then the risk is that we will lose our industry to the other regions that are.
One part of the project will explore how to speed up deployment of renewable energy schemes like wind, wave and tidal projects out at sea. That emission-free electricity could also be used to produce hydrogen as an alternative to oil and natural gas. The firm in charge of the region's gas network is laying these yellow hydrogen-ready pipes in anticipation. It's early days and the scale of the undertaking just huge, but all involved know it has to happen, and fast.